Okay. Hello, my name's Colin Watkins. I am in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I mentor under Kent Sterling, and he works at 1070 The Fan here in Indy. I chose SMG because I really thought it was the right place to get me in the door into radio. I spent a lot of time last summer researching careers because I knew I wanted to change from mine landscaping. I like it, but I didn't want to do that for the whole future, the rest of my life essentially. And I knew radio was something I really wanted to do. I spent a lot of time listening to radio and sports talk radio show growing up. I was homeschooled, so many times when I'd do homework, I would have a radio in the background just playing and really enjoyed listening to the guys. And especially Mark Boyle doing the Pacers announcing. I think he's been doing it for 26 years now. This is his 26th. And he got me fired up. I loved listening to the Pacers games just because he did such a great job of announcing. And I thought, you know what? If I can do that when I grow up, that would be so cool. That would be fun. I really enjoy sports, so it would be something I enjoy as well. And people said I had a radio voice too, and I was like, well, I don't know, but I'll go for it. I like talking about sports, and so radio was something I wanted to do, and I researched, what would be the best way to do that. And I've been graduated from high school for a while. I didn't initially go to college. And I thought, well, is a 4-year degree something that I want to do? And maybe I was keeping that option open, but I found SMG, which is located in California, but that wasn't a problem because they work with you locally. They will set you up with a mentor at a local radio station where you can go in and sit in on his shows and go over homework. I'll get to that in a minute. And he will kind of teach you broadcasting. I found a lot of good information through the program, and it's really a broadcasting course that you take as well as mentoring. So for me, it was once I talked to Michael Madden, he answered a lot of my questions, and I said, hey, who can I call to talk about with the program that has already been through it? And he gave me some contacts, and I called those guys up, and I was like, hey, what did you learn? How did it work? And they answered my questions, and it was great. And they said, yeah, and what I'm doing now, here, oh, I'm a radio host, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And they were really helpful. And I got some direct feedback from people who went through the program, and it was really encouraging. I thought, you know what, this is something that can put me in the right spot to succeed in radio. And so I said, hey, sign me up. One of the blessings of SMG and the goals is contacts in developing a network. And they really encourage you to do that in the material. And Kent Sterling, he was a previous program director at the station at 1070 The Fan, where he's working now and has his show. And he knew a lot of people there. And so one day he was bumping into a guy running a sister station at the same place, same company. And the guy said, hey, I need board operators, And Kent just put my name forward. He hadn't, talked to me yet, but he said, you know what? I've got a guy, Colin Watkins. Hey, he's doing his homework. He's mentoring under me. He really wants to be a broadcaster. So, hey, give him a call. And then Kent told me, he says, hey, I put your name out there for this board operating job. He's a good boss. I think there's some good opportunities. It will lead to some good knowledge and experience for you. And so if you want, he's probably going to call you and ask you if you want to run a job. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm waiting for the call. Yeah, sign me up. And so through him, I did land this WIBC job, which has proved really fun. I've been able to do some cool things, do some sports updates and reports for several of the different stations down there, and run a regular board automated or syndicated shows, and then actually some live shows, which with some big name guys here in Indy, which has proved to be a lot of fun. And I've been able to learn from the talent some about broadcasting and how to be a better speaker and get your points across and understand people as well. My first ever shift in a radio business was 12 in the morning a.m. Till 6 a.m. on Sunday mornings. So kind of bottom of the barrel. Nobody wants to work it, but I was like, hey, it's my first chance. I'll sign up. I'll do it, and I'll make the best of it. And so it was a little nerve-wracking the first few times. I was worried about station going down off the air. Even though it was all syndicated and most of it was in automation, I did have some responsibilities. I had to make sure it was stayed up, the levels were right, and then I had to fill back time at the top of the hours occasionally and make sure there wasn't any space after the segment and the commercials before the top of the hour. So I might have to plug in a 1 minute promo or a 30-second promo, or maybe some dry drops, which are different amounts of time that usually identify the station. So I went through the first couple of shifts, started to get a feel for it, making the levels, knowing how the things worked, and now, several months later, it is a piece of cake to do that shift. I mean, I could do it in my sleep, and like I said, that's the hard part because it's in the middle of the night, so I can't do it in my sleep. All right, I would give solid advice to anyone looking at SMG to first ask themselves a question: is radio something that they really want to do? Or is broadcasting something they really want to do? Because there's several different options and areas you can go in SMG and BMG. But if you really want to do it, I think this is for you. There's a lot of good opportunities you can really have through SMG program. And like I said, with the networking, it puts you in a place where hopefully if you work hard, people will notice you. And if you try and make those connections, then down the road, it will pay off. But as a broadcast material course, it's got a lot of good information. It helps you understand what the do's and don'ts are in broadcasting and how to develop your talent. One of the chapters was on vocal development, and that was one of my favorite chapters. It had me do a 6-minute segment on that afterwards to really help solidify the knowledge in my mind, and that was awesome. It was talking about breathing development, speaking techniques, different things like that, making yourself clear to other people and making your points. And that was just one of the chapters in the book. It's been really a huge source of knowledge and information, and it's understandable. And it also has assignments that will help you solidify that information and really start to broadcast yourself. So I would recommend SMG to anyone who actually wants to make it a career. I think it's for you.